You're so sexy in those chaps, honey. That was easy. Why don't you join the men and I'll put some water out here?
She does that a lot when she runs and kicks it up.
It is September 10, 2020. We're working in this area again. This is a plantation, a tree farm. All the same trees were planted with a machine in neat little rows, way too close to each other, because they were planted as a tree farm. And the word farm comes with a verb that is called farming. A tree farm is supposed to be farmed, which means that you keep an eye on it, that you thin the trees that are growing crooked or whose tops have broken off. It also means that you come in on a regular basis to thin out what you have planted. You start by planting way too many, way too close, with the intention to leave only the best, only the straightest, only the ones that will give you the best lumber. So a tree farm needs farming. It needs attention. It needs to be monitored. It needs to be thinned. And when you don't do that, then you create not a forest, you create a big flipping mess for somebody in the future to clean up. Because what happens is, if you don't thin out these trees are now going to grow up way too close to each other, and they will grow up very weak. They don't get enough sunlight, they don't get enough wind, and it is the wind that is working the trees, that is creating the resistance, that is creating the strength of the tree. It's like growing a callus on your hand. You only grow a callus on your hand when you put it to work. And in the development of a tree, it is the wind that puts the stress on the tree, that puts it to work so that it grows nice and strong. When you don't thin out the trees that you planted as a plantation way too close to each other, then you just don't get the wind. And they don't get the resistance, and they grow very weak. They easily break. This whole area is filled with trees that have their tops broken off. When a top breaks off early on in the development of a tree, it often grows two tops, which both are then very weak, and we've seen a lot of those examples as well. imagine what happens if these trees come down on their own.
I'm going to be extra safe on this one. Not going to make the same mistake last time.
I judge that that height is about where I'm standing. So I'm at the top of that tree can end up.
fishing line, it doesn't grab. This baling stuff grabs.
Yeah, it has a tooth on it.
So that's why it's a bit of a hassle. And the line that I've got on here is too light, so it won't work.
Ouch. It almost hit me, but not quite. But I have angels protecting me.
Get it right to that one spot.
Yes, you do.
There we go.
Right? We have a whole battalion of angels. And some of them are furry.
Son of a gun.
Yep, come. Sit. Good girl.
I sat at that desk for 20 years working every day for 12 hours, watching it sway. I wonder how many people are going to use the fishing rod technique to clear their properties down the road.
Oh, really? No, I had friends that played bands and bars and all that stuff. I went to Central Tech,
Nowheresville.
then Ryerson, then Cornell. I thought it was an old building right in the corner of City Government Material. And he stayed at old.
Where do you want to go?
Well, I think probably straight back this way. Because otherwise we're going to get hung up here and we got a problem with clearance over that way.
If we pull this way, it's going to end up right there.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's my logic as well.
good. Okay. Doing good. And
Aren't you glad that that thing didn't come down on your roof?
No kidding. And propane tank.
You are my hero, ain't you?
As long as I got a chainsaw handy.
I could cry. Years that tree's been terrifying me. And there she is. So we'll have a safe winter.
Don't you love our husbands?
Yes, I do. And you. Yep. 10 years of fear gone. Wow. That's nice. That's amazing.